T. McLeod and Cooper Freeman, you guys can ride it. And it's going to be no time for these guys. All right, T. McLeod and Cooper Freeman right here. Then it's going to be Jake Corman and Tyler McKnight. Kobe Krieger, Walt Woodard, then Ron Oldfield and Colton McCarley. 58, 59, 60, and 61 be ready. We're going down to 78 right here in round number 1 before the tractor ropers. 78. And then we'll bring the tractor in and we'll smooth it up. This is McLeod and Freeman. Orman and McKnight, you guys can ride in. Jake and Tyler. And it's going to be a smooth run, 7:02. All right, we get it set to go right here for Jake Corman and Tyler McKnight. Then it'll be Kobe Krieger and Walt Woodard at 57. Ron Oldfield and Colton McCarley, your 58. Then it'll be 59 and 60. This is Jake Corman and Tyler McKnight right here. Kobe Krieger and Walt Woodard, you guys can ride in 57. And it'll be a little tough luck, no time for these guys. All right, Krieger and Woodard now. I'm ready for you, Missouri and Texas. Then it'll be Oldfield and McCarley at 58. Laramie Allen and Truman Magnus, 59 and 60. Thompson and Helton. Ron Oldfield and Colton McCarley, you guys can ride in 58. Plus 5 is going to be a 13 and 12 right here, and that's going to be too long for the cutoff. 13-12, too long. Let's go with Oldfield and McCarley, 58. Then Allen and Magnus at 59. 60 is Thompson and Helton, and 61, Torres and Hendricks. This is Ron Oldfield and Colton McCarley right here, 58. Laramie and Truman, you guys can ride it. And it's going to be a 7:09 right here for Ron and Colton, 7:09. Laramie Allen, Truman Magnus, then it'll be 60. Crease Thompson and Jace Helton. Josh Torres and Caleb Hendricks, your 3 away. This is Laramie and Truman right here, 59. Crease Thompson and Jace Helton, 60. You guys can ride in as this would be no time. All right, Thompson and Helton right here, 60. Then it'll be Torres and Hendricks at 61. Slade Wood and Zane Pratt, 62. And 63, Chad Masters and Corey Petska. This is Crease Thompson and Jace Helton right here. '61, Torres and Hendricks, you guys can ride it. This would be no time. All right, Josh Torres and Caleb Hendricks right here, 61. Then it'll be Slade Wood and Zane Pratt at 62. Chad Masters and Corey Petska at 63. Then Jake Clay and Tyler Worley, 64. Slade Wood and Zane Pratt, you guys can run it. 6 and 52 for these guys, 6-5-2. All right, let's go with Slade Wood and Zane Pratt. It'll be 62 to rope. Then Chad Masters and Corey Petska at 63. Jake Clay and Tyler Worley, your 64. Then 65, Conley Kleinens and Kelby Frizzell. Tractor driver, we're just about 15 away from a tractor drag right here in round number 1. Chad and Corey, you guys can ride in. This is going to be no time. All right, Masters and Petska now, 63. Then it'll be Jake Clay and Tyler Worley, 64. Conley and Kelby, your 65. Then Dees and Rich at 66. Walters and Britton at 67. This is Chad and Corey, 63. Jake Clay and Tyler Worley, you guys can ride it. 6 and 41 for these guys. All right, Jake Cooper Clay and Tyler Worley, 64 right here. Then it'll be Conley Kleinens and Kelby Frizzell, 65. Dees and Rich, 66. Walters and Britton, 67. We do say a big thank you to Tyrell Paul and his whole crew for cooking up all the food for lunch today. It was good. They're going to have some more of it, Ropers, here in just a little while. So you guys, y'all don't need to go anywhere. We'll get you some good food before you leave. 65, Conley and Kelby, you guys get right in. And it's going to be a 5-83 right here, 5-83. As we'll clear the arena, it's going to be 65, Conley and Kelby. All right, Conley Kleinens and Kelby Frizzell, 65 right here. Then 66, Dees and Rich. Joseph, we can just keep this corner clear right here, if you don't mind, Joseph. This is 65, Conley and Kelby. Then it'll be Junior and Douglas. Dees and Rich, 66. You guys can run it. And it's going to be in no time. All right, Dees and Rich now, 66. It'll be Walters and Britton at 67. Paul David Tierney and Rance Doyle, you're at 68 and you're 3 away. Then 69, 70, and 71. '67, Peyton Walters and Colton Britton, you guys can run it. And 5, it's going to be an 11:08 and a barrier, 21:08, boys. And that is going to be way too long for the cutoff. Let's go with Walters and Britton right here, 67. Then it's going to be Tierney and Doyle at 68. 69 is Menia Gaskiza and Cashin Weinbender. Then 70, Schmidt and Glenn, be ready. This is Peyton and Colton right here, 67. Paul David and Rance, you boys be thinking about it. We do say a big thank you to our shoot crew, both ends of the arena. They're keeping them loaded, keeping them set and right. We do say a big thank you to those guys, as well as the guys at the back end, stripping the ropes off, sorting them out for the short round set and everything. We do say a big thank you to both shoot crews working right here. This is 67, Walters and Britton. Then it'll be 68, Tierney and Doyle. Paul David and Rance, you guys can run in. And this one will get away. It's going to be no time for these guys. All right, Paul David Tierney and Rance Doyle, 68. Then Manny Agoskiza and Cashin Weinbender, 69. 70 is Colton Schmidt and Landon Glenn. Then 71, Lightning Aguilera and Dustin Davis. Coleman Proctor and Kobe Payne, 72. Be ready. '69, Manny and Cashton, you guys can run it. 6 and 57 for these guys, 6'5'7". All right, Manny Agoskiza and Cashin Weinbender, 69. Then it'll be 70, Colton Schmidt and Landon Glenn, and 71, Lightning Aguilera and Dustin Davis. Tractor driver, 10 away from you. Tractor man, 10 away. J7 Bland and Tyson Thompson will be the final team before the tractor drag at the midway point. This is Manny and Cashin, 69 right here. Colton Schmidt and Landon Glenn, you guys be ready, 70. Schmidt and Glenn, you guys can run it. $7 and 22 right here for Manny and Cashin, 7:22. All right, Schmidt and Glenn, we're ready for you now. Then it's going to be Aguilera and Davis, Proctor and Payne. Be thinking about it. All right, this is Colton and Landon right here, 70. Lightning Aguilera and Dustin Davis, 71. You guys can ride in. 7 and 28 for these guys, 7:28. All right, Lightning Aguilera and Dustin Davis, 71 right here. Then it's going to be Coleman Proctor and Colby Payne at 72. Cole Smith and Catcher Gasperson, 73. Then Nelson Wyatt and Levi Lord, 74. This is Lightning and Dustin, 71 right here. Proctor and Payne, 72. You guys get right in. And this one will get away. It's going to be no time for these guys. All right, Coleman Proctor and Colby Payne, 72. Then it's going to be Cole Smith and Catcher Gasperson, 73. Nelson Wyatt and Levi Lord, 74. And Cole Davis and Belden Cox, 75. We'll go down to 78. So Bridger Ketchum and Hayden Powell, you'll be 79. You'll be the first team after the tractor. Cole Smith and Catcher Gasperson, you guys get right in. This would be no time. All right, Smith and Gasperson, 73 now. Then it's going to be 74, Nelson Wyatt and Levi Lord. Cole Davis and Belden Cox, 75. Be ready. Nelly and Levi, you guys get right in. And it's going to be +5. You're $11.99, boys, and you just got in there. $11.99. All right, Nelson Wyatt and Levi Lord, 74. Then Cole Davis and Belden Cox, 75. Stephen Ramon and Jahan Heisel, 76. Andrew Ward and Joseph Harrison, 77. Cole Davis and Belden Cox, you guys get right in, as this would be no time. All right, Davis and Cox, 75. Then Stephen Ramon and John Heisel at 76. Andrew Ward and Joseph Harrison, your 3 away, 77. Then Chase Bland and Tyson Thompson, 78. And then the tractor, 4 away from you, tractor driver, 4 away. This is Davis and Cox, 75. 76, Stephen and Jahan. You guys get right in, as this would be no time. All right, Stephen Ramon and Jahan Heisel, 76. Then Andrew Ward and Joseph Harrison, 77. Bland and Thompson, you guys are 78, and you're 3 away. Second call right here for Stephen Ramon and Jahan Heisel. All right, as we're said, it's Ramon and Heisel right here, 76. It's coach and athlete, 76, South Plains College boys. Let's do it. 77, Andrew Ward and Joseph Harrison, be ready. Andrew Ward and Joseph Harrison, you guys get right in. There we go, 7 and 10, guys, 7-10. All right, Andrew Ward and Joseph Harrison, 77. Then it's going to be 78, Jace Bland and Tyson Thompson, then the tractor. It's Oklahoma to rope at 77 right here, Andrew Ward and Joseph Harrison. Bland and Thompson, you guys get right in, 78. And it's going to be no time. J7 and Tyson, 78 right here. The final team before the tractor. This is the midway point, ropers. Smooth run, 7 and 20. As that'll wrap it up with the first half of round 1. We'll bring the tractor in. We'll smooth it up right here. After the tractor, Bridger Ketchum, Hayden Powell, 79. Tyler Wade, Travis Graves, 80. Jake Smith and Jonathan Torres, 81. You're 3 away. All right, Ropers, as we get set right here. After we swing the gate on the tractor, Bridger Ketchum, Hayden Powell, 79. 80, Tyler Wade and Travis Graves. In 81, Jake Smith and Jonathan Torres. 82, Cody Snow and Ross Ashford. Be ready. Trey Paul dropping the flag right here. Hardy Passig, he's overseeing everything, boys. He's in charge. Large and in charge, Hardy Passig. This is 79, Bridger Ketchum and Hayden Powell right here. $80, Tyler Wade and Travis Graves. You guys get right in. 6:25, boys. That's 16:25 with the barrier. And we still got that cutoff time working, so it's going to be too long. Let's go with Tyler Wade and Travis Graves right here. 80, then Jake and Jonathan at 81. Cody Snow and Ross Ashford, you're 82. Then 83, Justin De La Garza and Corey Hendrick. 81, Jake Smith and Jonathan Torres. You guys get right in. And it's going to be in no time. Let's go with Smith and Torres, 81. Then Snow and Ashford, 82. De La Garza and Hendrick, 83. And Green and Brayman, 84. Ropers, we got about 35 teams coming back to round number 2 so far. 35 coming back. A little under 50% right here in round 1. As this is Jake and Jonathan, 81. Cody Snow and Ross Ashford, you guys get right in, 82. And it's going to be no time. All right, Snow and Ashford, 82. Then De La Garza and Hendrick at 83. Tanner Green and Daniel Brayman, 84. Mason Appleton, Sid Sporer, 85. Kyla Bashirs and Hayden Sanders, 86. You're 5 away. 87, 88, 89, be ready. Justin De La Garza and Corey Hendrick, 83. You guys get right in. De La Garza and Hendrick. 7:18 right here for Cody Snow and Ross Ashford, 7:18. Let's go with De La Garza and Hendrick, 83. Then Green and Brayman, 84. Appleton and Sporer, 85. You're 3 away. Tanner Green and Daniel Brayman, you guys get right in. And there'll be no time. All right, Tanner Green and Daniel Brayman, it'll be 84. Mason Appleton and Sid Sporer, 85. Kyla Bashirs and Hayden Sanders, 86. Curry Kircher, Tyler McKnight, Brian Kreitz, Logan Medlin, be ready. Mason Appleton, Sid Sporer, you guys get right in. And it's going to be no time. All right, Appleton and Sporer, 85. Then Bashirs and Sanders, 86. Curry Kircher and Tyler McKnight, 87. Then Brian Kreitz and Logan Medlin. Ron Oldfield, Orlando Hadiegi, be ready. Kyler and Hayden, you guys get right in. And it'll be no time. All right, Bashirs and Sanders, 86. Then Kircher and McKnight, 87. Brian Kreitz, Logan Medlin, 88. Ron Oldfield and Orlando Hadiegi at 89. And Levon and Darian Gonzalez at 90. This is Kyler and Hayden, 86 right here. Your top 3 times in round 1 so far. Lightning Aguilera, Wyatt Cox, 520. Jake Clay, Tyler Worley, 583. Stephen and LJ at a 618. Curry and Tyler, you guys get right in. And these guys get a leg. It's going to be 14 and 88. That'll be too long for the cutoff. 14.88, too long. All right, let's go with Kircher and McKnight right here, 87. Then 88, Brian Kreitz and Logan Medlin. 89 is Ron Oldfield and Orlando Hadiegi. Then Levon and Darian Gonzalez at 90 and 91. Cade Sherwood and Cade Cotton. Brian Kreitz and Logan Medlin, 88. You guys get right in. Oklahoma and Texas. And it's going to be no time. All right, Kreitz and Medlin, 88. Then it'll be Oldfield and Hadiegi at 89. Levon and Darian Gonzalez, 90 and 91. Cade Sherwood and Cade Cotton, be ready. This is Brad Kreitz and Logan Medlin. Ronan Orlando, you guys can ride in, no time. All right, Ron Oldfield and Orlando Hadiegi, 89. Then Levon and Darian Gonzalez at 90, 91. Cade Sherwood, Cade Cotton, and 92, Luke Brown and Cade Passig. This is Oldfield and Hadiegi right here, 89. Levon and Darian, you guys be ready. You'll follow them at 90. This is Lovington, New Mexico and Seminole, Texas for Ron Oldfield and Orlando Hadiegi, 89. $90. Levon Gonzalez and Darian Gonzalez, you guys can ride in. And it's going to be no time. All right, let's go with Levon and Darian Gonzalez, 90. Then it'll be 91, Sherwood and Cotton, 92, Luke Brown, Cade Passig. Corey Kidd and Trey Yates, Jeff Linikin, JC Flake, be ready. Levon and Darian right here. Cade and Cade, you guys can ride in. 7, 12, and a leg right here. 12 and 12, that's going to be too long for the cutoff. Let's go with Sherwood and Cotton right here, 91. Then it'll be Brown and Passig at 92. Corey Kidd and Trey Yates, 93. Then Jeff Linikin, JC Flake, 94. This would be no time. All right, Luke Brown and Cade Passig now, 92. Then Corey Kidd and Trey Yates at 93. Jeff Linikin, JC Flake, 94 and 95. Dees and Dunning, 96, 97, 98. Be ready. '93, Corey Kidd and Trey Yates. You guys get right in. .727 and a barrier, just barely got it though, .002, as this is going to be Kidd and Yates right here, 93. Then it'll be Fliniken and Flake at 94, Dees and Dunning at 95, Walters and Vick at 96, Jake Clay, Cooper Freeman, 97. Jeff and JC, you guys can write in 94. Dizzle, 6 and 55 for these guys, 6:55. All right, we're going to pick the rope up right here. It's going to be 94, Fliniken and Yates, Fliniken and Flake right here. Then it'll be Dees and Dunning at 95. As we're set for Jeff and JC, 94. Then Junior and Denton at 95. Peyton Walters and Blaine Vick, 96. Be ready. Dees and Dunning, you guys can write in. 7 and 84 right here for these guys. 784. All right, let's go now with Dees and Dunning. This will be 95. Then it's going to be 96. Peyton Walters and Blaine Vick. Jake Clay, Cooper Freeman, 97. You guys be thinking about it. Walters and Vick, you guys can write in 96. And we get a leg right here, 11 and 98. Let's go with Walters and Vick, 96. Then Jake Clay and Cooper Freeman, 97. 98, Denton Parrish and Cashin Weinbender be ready. Then 99, Coleman Proctor and Landon Glenn. We do say a big thank you to everybody tuning in on xfactorroping.com. But, boys, it's a Monday. We know you're at work. We know you're watching. Make sure you're getting your work done, too. It's 96, Walters and Vick, because we're working right here. 97, Jake Clay and Cooper Freeman. You guys can write in, as this one will be no time. Let's go now with Jake Clay and Cooper Freeman, 97. Then it'll be Parrish and Weinbender at 98. This is Jake Clay and Cooper Freeman, 97. This is Oklahoma and Missouri for Clay and Freeman. Then it'll be Denton Parrish and Cashin Weinbender at 98. Denton Parrish and Cashin Weinbender. You guys get right in. 770 and a barrier, 17 and 70. That's going to be too long for the cutoff. Let's go with Parrish and Weinbender now, 98. Then Proctor and Glenn at 99. Wyatt and Peyton Bray at 100. Then it'll be 101, Cole Smith and Belden Cox at 102. Cole Davis and Colton Britton, be ready. And it's going to be in no time for these guys. All right, Proctor and Glenn right here, 99. Then it'll be Bray and Bray at 100. Smith and Cox at 101. Davis and Britton at 102. Buckaloo and Petska, 103. Wyatt and Peyton Bray, you guys get right in. And it's going to be no time for these guys. All right, this is going to be Wyatt and Peyton Bray, 100. Then Cole Smith and Belden Cox at 101. Cole Davis and Colton Britton, 102. Then Bubba Buckaloo and Corey Petska, 103. Smith and Cox, you guys get right in. 583 right here for these guys, 583. Let's go now with Smith and Cox, 101. Then it'll be 102, Davis and Britton. 103, Buckaloo and Petska, and Ward and Thorpe, be ready. Davis and Britton, you guys get right in. And it's going to be no time. All right, Cole Davis, Colton Britton, 102. Then it'll be Buckaloo and Petska, 103. Ward and Thorpe, 104. Then Smith and Payne, 105. Bubba and Corey, you guys get right in. Put her down there and park, boys. 784 right here. Let's go with Buckaloo and Petska now. This is 103. Then it'll be Andrew Ward and Wesley Thorpe at 104. 105 is going to be Clay Smith and Colby Payne. And 106 and 107. Andrew and Wesley, you guys can ride in. 5 and 77 for these guys. All right, Andrew Ward and Wesley Thorpe, boys, we're ready for you, 104. Then it'll be Clay Smith and Colby Payne at 105. 106, Tyler Tryon, Nikki Northcutt. Then 107, Jake Smith and Douglas Rich, be ready. Smith and Payne, 105, you guys can ride it. Got him, 6 and 92 right here. Let's go with Clay Smith and Colby Payne right here, 105. Then it'll be Tyler Tryon and Nikki Northcutt, 106. Jake Smith, Douglas Rich, 107. 108, Cody Snow, Hunter Cook. Then 109, Mason Appleton and Rance Doyle. Tyler Tryon and Nikki Northcutt, 106. You guys can ride it. And it's going to be a 6 and 14 for these guys, 6-14. All right, we get him cleared out right here. They're going to be Tyler Tryon and Nikki Northcutt, 106. Tyler Tryon and Nikki Northcutt, 106 right here. Then it'll be 107, Jake and Douglas, and 108, Cody Snow, Hunter Cook. Jake Smith, Douglas Rich, you guys get right in. This would be no time. All right, Jake and Douglas, 107. Then Cody Snow and Hunter Cook at 108. Mason Appleton and Rance Doyle, you're 109. Then 110, Cash Judy and Sid Sporer. At 111, Cole Morgan and Colton McCarley, be ready. This is Oklahoma and Texas for Jake Smith and Douglas Rich right here, 107. Cody Snow and Hunter Cook, you guys get right in. And it's going to be a 5-94, boys. We got our sights set on it. 5-94. Douglas Rich trying to win a gun. This is 108. It's going to be Cody Snow and Hunter Cook. Then it'll be 109, Mason Appleton and Rance Doyle. 110 is Cash Judy and Sid Sporer. Then 111, Cole Morgan and Colton McCarley, be ready. This is Snow and Cook right here, 108. Then it'll be Mason Appleton and Rance Doyle at 109. 110, Cash Judy and Sid Sporer, be ready. It's Granbury, Texas and Vernon, Texas for 108 right here. $109, Mason Appleton and Rance Doyle. You guys get right in. And it's going to be no time for these guys. All right, Mason Appleton and Rance Doyle, it'll be 109. Then 110, Cash Judy and Sid Sporer. 111, Cole Morgan and Colton McCarley. Then 112, 113, and 114, be ready. And it's going to be no time for these guys. Duty and Sporer, 110. Then it'll be 111, Cole Morgan, Colton McCarley. And 112, Brian Kreitz and Tyler Worley. 113, Jen Trineri and John Heisel will be ready. Cole and Colton, you guys get right in. Slip through my fingertips. It's going to be no time for these guys. All right, Morgan and McCarley, 111. Then Brian Kreitz and Tyler Worley at 112. Jen Trineri and Jahan Heisel at 113. Then T. McLeod and Josh Patton at 114. 115, Kate Sherwood, Hayden Powell, be ready. $112, Brian Kreitz and Tyler Worley. You guys get right in. And it's going to be no time for these guys. All right, we get the arena set. It'll be Kreitz and Worley at 112. Then Trineri and Heisel at 113. McLeod and Patton at 114. Rovers, we also say a big thank you to our friends at Mitchell Pipe and Supply. Mitchell Pipe and Supply right here in the Permian Basin. If you need some pipe, they can supply it for you at Mitchell Pipe and Supply. This is going to be 113. Trineri and Heisel, come on in. 5:47, but a Heelan barrier, 15:47, and that's going to be too long for our cutoff time. All right, Trineri and Heisel, 113. Then McLeod and Patton at 114. Sherwood and Powell, you're 115. Then Gonzalez and Hadiegi at 116. As we'll say right here with Jet Trineri and John Heisel, it's Arthur, Nebraska and Clovis, New Mexico for these guys. T. McLeod and Josh Patton, you'll follow them. Then Kate Sherwood and Hayden Powell, 115. T. McLeod and Josh Patton, 114. You guys get right in. And it's going to be a 6-84 for these guys, 684. 114, McLeod and Patton, and then it'll be 115. Sherwood and Powell at 116. Gonzalez and Hadiegi, be ready. Cade Sherwood and Hayden Powell, 115. You guys get right in. This would be no time. Let's go with Sherwood and Powell, 115. Then Gonzalez and Hariegi at 116. Brown and Yates at 117. Then Paul David and Casey at 118. This is Cade Sherwood and Hayden Powell right here, 115. Levon Gonzalez and Orlando Hariegi, you guys get right in. And that Birdman took flight right there. 7:32 for these guys. 7:32. Levon Gonzalez and Orlando Hariegi, I'm ready for you. 116. That is going to be 117. Luke Brown and Trey Yates, 118. Paul David and Casey, be ready. This is Levon Gonzalez and Orlando Hariegi. Luke Brown, Trey Disley Yates, you guys get right in. 769 and a barrier. 17 and 69, that'll be too long for the cutoff. All right, Brown and Yates, 117. Then Tierney and McCleskey at 118. Agoskiza and Long at 119. And 120, Williams and Hendricks, be ready. This is Lipan and Pueblo right here for Luke Brown and Trey Yates. Paul David and Casey, you guys get right at 118. Smooth run, 5 and 70 right here, 570. All right, this is going to be Paul David Tierney and Casey McCleskey, 118. That is going to be 119. Dustin Agoskiza and Jake Long. Gabe Williams, Caleb Hendricks, 120, you're 3 away. Ropers, we are going to pay a fast time in round 1. It'll be $1,000 to first and $800 to second. So $500 a man to first, $400 a man to second in the fast time of round 1. Dustin and Jake, you guys get right at 119. 7 and 74 for these guys, 774. Dustin and Jake, 119, then 120, Gabe and Caleb, 121, Corbin and Cooper. Gabe and Caleb, you guys get right in. Is this going to be no time? All right, Gabe and Caleb, I'm ready for you. It's going to be 120 right here. Then it'll be 121, Corbin Rice and Cooper Freeman. Corbin Rice and Cooper Freeman, 121. You guys get right in. And we'll get them by a leg right here. 11 and 90. 11.90. All right, 121, Corbin Rice and Cooper Freeman now. Then Chris Francis and Jonathan Torres at 122. Coleman Proctor and Logan Medlin, you're 123. Be ready. I think it'll be big enough without them, don't you? Stick and Johnny, you guys get right in. And it's going to be no time for these guys. All right, Chris Francis and Jonathan Torres right here. Then it'll be Coleman Proctor and Logan Medlin at 123. 124, Wyatt Bray, Wyatt Cox, be ready. And it's going to be a 7 and 39 right here, 7:39. All right, Coleman Proctor and Logan Medlin, it'll be 123 now. Then 124, Wyatt Bray, Wyatt Cox. 125, Tyler Wade and Joseph Harrison, be ready. $124, Wyatt Bray, Wyatt Cox, you guys can ride in. 6 and 95 right here for Proctor and Medlin, 6.95. All right, Wyatt Bray, Wyatt Cox, 124. Then Tyler Wade and Joseph Harrison at 125. 126, Bubba Buckaloo and Denton Dunning, be ready. No, tubs to both of those. Pro tubs. Tyler Wade and Joseph Harrison, you guys get right in 125. Good shot, Wyatt. Thank you, Wyatt. 808 right here for these guys. Let's go with 125, Tyler Wade and Joseph Harrison. Better to be Bubba Buckaloo and Denton Dunning at 126. 127, Flanagan and Hawkins, and 128, Clay Smith and Wesley Thorpe. Bubba and Denton, you guys get right in. 6 and 46 right here. As we go with Bubba Buckaloo and Denton Dunning right here. It's Oklahoma and Arizona. Better be Jeff Flanagan and Buddy Hawkins at 127. Clay Smith and Wesley Thorpe, boys, you're 3 away. Then Corey Kidd and Nicky Northcutt at 129. This is Bubba and Denton right here, 126. Jeff and Buddy, 127. You guys get right in. Is this going to be no time? All right, Jeff Flanagan and Buddy Hawkins, 127. Better to be Clay Smith and Wesley Thorpe at 128. Corey Kidd and Nicky Northcutt at 129. Then J.C. Yakwo and Ross Ashford, 130. 30 runs away from the end of round number 1 right here, Ropers. 30 runs away. Round 2 is going to start at 43, Lightning Aguilera and Buddy Hawkins. You guys will start us off in round number 2, just so you know. $128, Clay Smith and Wesley Thorpe. You guys get right in. 7 and 62 right here for these guys. All right, Clay Smith and Wesley Thorpe, 128. Then it'll be Corey Kidd and Nicky Northcutt at 129. 130, Yakwo and Ashford, be ready. Corey Kidd and Nicky Northcutt, you guys get right in. And it's going to be no time for these guys. This is Kidd and Northcutt at 129. Then 130, Yakwo and Ashford, and 131, Smith and Cook. This is Kidd and Northcutt at 129, Yakwo and Ashford, 130. You guys get right in. 6 and 47 right here for these guys, 6:47. All right, J.C. Yakwo and Ross Ashford, 130. Better to be Jake Smith and Hunter Cook at 131. Tanner Thomas and Peyton Bray, 132. Let's go right here. It's Yakwo and Ashford. Smith and Cook, you guys get right in. And it's going to be no time for these guys. All right, Jake Smith and Hunter Cook right here. It's going to be 131. Tanner Thomas and Peyton Bray, you'll follow them at 132. Then Kyler and Colton at 133. Brian Kreitz and Kate Pasek at 134. This is Jake and Hunter, 131. Is that cold for down there? Tanner and Peyton, you guys get right in. And +5, you're 11 and 49 right here. Let's go with Tanner and Peyton, 132. Then Kyler and Colton at 133. This is Tanner and Peyton, 132. Then Kyler and Colton at 133. This is Tomlinson and Bray, 132. Kyler and Colton, you guys get right in. 6 and 45. Good run, guys. 6:45. All right, this is going to be Kyler and Colton, 133. Then Brian Kreitz and Kate Pasek, 134. Jet Trineri and LJ Yako, 135. And 136, Cole Morgan and Josh Patton. Brian Cade, you guys get right in. This would be no time. All right, Brian Kreitz and Kate Pasek, 134. Then Jet Trineri and LJ Yako at 135. 136, Cole Morgan and Josh Patton. Then 137. Cade Sherwood, Darian Gonzalez, be ready. This is Kreitz and Pasek, 134. 135, Trineri and Liekwo, you guys get right in. This would be no time. All right, Trineri and Yako, 135. Then 136, Morgan and Patton. 137, Sherwood and Gonzalez. And 138, Ramon and Hadiegi, be ready. This is Jet and LJ, 135. Morgan and Patton, you'll follow them, 136. And it's going to be no time for these guys. All right, Cole Morgan, Josh Patton, 136. Then Cade Sherwood and Darian Gonzalez at 137. Stefan Ramon and Orlando Hadiegi at 138. Then 139, Luke Brown and Landon Glenn. This is Morgan and Patton right here, 136. Sherwood and Gonzalez at 137. Cade and Darian, you guys get right in. And it's going to be no time for these guys. All right, Sherwood and Gonzalez now, 137. Then Stefan and Orlando at 138. Luke Brown, Landon Glenn, you're 3 away. Stefan and Orlando, you guys get right in. 581 for Cade and Darian, 581. This is going to be Stefan Ramon and Orlando Hadiegi, 138. 20 runs away from the end of round number 1, 20 runs away from a tractor drag right here. All right, Stefan and Orlando, 138. Then Luke Brown and Landon Glenn at 139. Paul David Tierney and Trey Yates, 140. As we'll say right here with Stefan and Orlando. Stefan Ramon and Orlando Hadiegi, 138, 139. Luke Brown, Landon Glenn, you guys get right in. And it's going to be no time. All right, Brown and Glenn, 139. Then it's going to be 140. Tierney and Yates, 141. Appleton and Long, 142. Williams and Magnus at 143. Parrish and Rich. $140, Paul David and Trey. You guys get right in. 6 and 54 right here for Luke and Landon, 654. Let's go with Paul David Tierney and Trey Yates, 140. Then Mason and Jake at 141. 142 is Gabe and Truman, and then 143, Denton and Douglas. Mason and Jake, 141. You guys get right in. Got him. 6 and 72 right here. 672. All right, Appleton and Long, 141. Then it'll be 142. Williams and Magnus. Parrish and Rich at 143. Wyatt and Torres at 144. And it's going to be a 6 and 38 right here. 638. Let's go with Gabe and Truman, 142. Then Denton and Douglas at 143. Nelson and Johnny at 144. Manny and Eddie at 145. And it's going to be a 5 and 78 right here for Gabe and Truman, 578. All right, Denton Parrish and Douglas Rich. Then it's going to be Nelson Wyatt and Johnny Torres, Manny Agoskiza and Eddie Medina. Then it's going to be T. McLeod, Chase Tryon, Clay Smith, Wesley Thorpe. Be ready.
If he needs another one, tell him to text me.
I know being off down there, he wrote to Denton and France Winters.
This is Denton and Douglas, 143. Nelson and Johnny, you guys be ready. Nelson and Johnny, 144. You guys get right in. Seven and 17 for these guys. 7-17. Let's go with Wyatt and Torres, 144. Then 145, Manny and Eddie. And 146, T and Chase. And Manny and Eddie, 145. You guys hit right in. Smooth run, 6 and 29 right here. This is going to be Manny and Eddie, 145. Then T and Chase at 146. Wyatt Bray and Cutter Pake at 147. Then Bubba and Joseph at 148.
Cutter Thomason. Oh, I was wrong. I was going to get Clay and them after them, huh?
And it's going to be in no time. This is going to be T. McLeod and Chase Tryon, then Wyatt Bray and Cutter Pake. Clay Smith and Wesley Thorpe, be ready. Wyatt and Cutter, you guys get right in. 5:29 and a barrier 15:29. That'll be too long for the cutoff. All right, Wyatt and Cutter, then it'll be Clay and Wesley. Bubba Buckaloo and Joseph Harrison, be ready. This is Wyatt Bray and Cutter Thomason. Clay Smith and Wesley Thorpe, boys, you guys get right in. And 5, it's going to be 12 and 22. And that's going to be too long for the cutoff. Let's go with Clay Smith and Wesley Thorpe now. Then it's going to be Bubba Buckaloo and Joseph Harrison. 148, Bubba and Joseph come on in. And a leg, it's going to be 10 and 49 for these guys. 10:49. All right, Bubba and Joseph, I'm ready for you guys. Then it'll be Cody Snow and Corey Petska, 149. Tyler Tryon and Denton Dunning at 150. Cody Snow and Corey Petska, you guys can ride in 149. 6 and 71 right here for Bubba and Joseph, 671. All right, Cody Snow and Corey Petska now. Then Tyler Tryon and Denton Dunning. I'm going to roll 151, just a few. I'll go with 152, Levon Gonzalez and John Heisel. This is Snow and Petska, 149 right here. Then Tryon and Dunning. Tyler Tryon and Denton Dunning, you guys get right in. And it's going to be no time. All right, Tyler Tryon and Denton Dunning. Then it's going to be Levon Gonzalez and John Heisel. I'm going to roll 153, Tyler and Hunter. So JC and Payton, you guys be thinking about it. Levon and John, you guys get right in. 7-11 for these guys, 7-11. All right, this will be 152. Levon Gonzalez and John Heisel now.
I don't know. Well, I picked Clay out of Wesley, and that's why I'm rolling Clay. But Tyler.
JC Yaquo and Peyton Bray, you guys can write it. And it's going to be no time. All right, JC Yaquo and Peyton Bray. Then Kyler Bashirs and Caden Prince. Chris Francis and Cade Passig. Clay Smith, Nikki Northcutt, Tyler Tryon, Hunter Cook. 5 runs away from the end of round number 1. Kyler Bashirs and Caden Prince, you guys get right in. 6 and 35 for these guys, 6:35. All right, this is going to be Kyler Bashirs and Caden Prince right here. Chris Francis and Cade Passig, you'll follow them. Then Clay Smith and Nikki Northcutt, 3 away. 570 currently winning second in the fast time of round 1. 520 currently leading it. Chris and Cade, you guys can ride in. And it's going to be no time. All right, Chris Francis, Cade Passig, boys, I'm ready for you. 156, then Clay Smith and Nikki Northcutt. Tyler Tryon and Hunter Cook, you guys are 3 away, and you'll be the final team. Clay and Nikki, boys, you guys can ride it. How about a 4 and 99 right here for these guys, and they jump in there. 4.99. Let's go with Clay and Nikki right here. Then it's going to be Tyler and Hunter. Six and 17 for these guys. 6-17. This is going to be Tyler Tryon and Hunter Cook, boys. The final team right here. 153. I've got 71 in there so far. Possibility of 72. 4.99 currently leading the round. That's Chris and Cade. They just jumped in there. As these guys, they're solid. They're 6 and 30 right here. As we've got 72 teams coming back to round 2. Ropers will clear it out. Let's bring the tractor in and let's smooth it up right here. Tractor driver, I'm ready for you. Your champions of round number 1, Chris Francis and Cade Passig, $4.99. You guys will win $1,000. You'll win some Pro Tubs. Second, Lightning Aguilera and Wyatt Cox, boys. You guys win $800 with a 5 and 20. You guys will also win some Pro Tubs. They've got those down there at the announcer stand. You can pick them up when you get your money. As we'll smooth it up, Ropers, if you guys would clear it out right here. We'll be back. It'll be round number 2. I'll start at 43 right here. 43, Lightning Aguilera and Buddy Hawkins. After the tractor drag, Curry Kirchner, Tyson Thompson, T. McLeod, Cooper Freeman, my first 3.
Rodeo Rigs for all your truck, trailer, and equipment needs. We're a proud dealer of Elite and Lakota trailers. Also, check out our wide selection of used trailers. Trades welcome and financing is available. At RodeoRigs.com, we believe it's all about the relationships because your investment is important to us. At RodeoRigs.com, we enjoy and live the same lifestyle as you. We embrace the Western way of life and all the values it holds. Follow us on Facebook. Check us out at RodeoRigs.com. Ride it, drive it, pull it. We got it.
We were forged through ideas. We were designed by the way of trial, error, and perseverance. Stitch by stitch, strap by strap, stride for stride. Choose to be challenged. Choose to be original. Choose to be